So, I want to have some conversations with us, especially in light of what happened earlier on today. So, I'm going to give my own verdict and then I'll open up the lines so everybody can have their own say, so we can pick up the conversation and uh, have some sort of direction. I'm just waiting for everywhere to be populated. So, welcome everyone. So, something happened earlier on today. For those of you that missed it, I'm going to share my side of the story with you. A lot of people are sending me DMs that he freeze. Why are you allowing this? Blah 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 blah. This time I'm going to come for the women. Apart from Belinda, who was very mature, and Wale too, I need to give it up to Wale. Even though Wale did not meet John, and even Sabio too, everybody else had picked sides. And women get particularly defensive when it comes to divorce. I don't know if you've been through a divorce before, but I have. And as a man, the modern female tries to domesticate the male, especially abroad. John going and saying everybody in that dungeon called abroad. I think that's a bit harsh, but I've expressed my opinion over abroad because I've seen men being turned to she-men. And although I would not use that as a dungeon called abroad, which is provocative, I must say that I do not like the westernization of the male because it is not in favor of the male. I went through a divorce in Nigeria, and I can tell you that I never came out feeling cheated as a man. I didn't feel like the essence of me being a man was ripped away from me. I didn't have that feeling. But when I watch my mates who are men, go through divorces in America, I feel extremely sorry for them. And Cynthia, on the other hand, Cynthia can be very pushy. I think Cynthia took the first shot at John, or John took the first shot at Cynthia. I can't remember exactly how it happened, but for me, the two of them were not yielding, and each stood their ground, which, as far as I'm concerned, is okay. But you see, I question what we call morality because I don't see why I will have to compensate a woman for giving birth to her child. Was it really John that started it? I don't remember. I remember John was telling Cynthia to stop shouting, and it was getting aggravated. And then, before he knew it, it was spiraled out of control. Let me ask Henry the Great. Someone said the two of them are too toxic. Thank you very much. Both of them are toxic. John is a toxic male. Cynthia is a toxic female. Two of them. I'm not going to take sides. Both of them are my friends, so I'm not going to take. Cynthia has always been a bit too pushy as a female. And I don't know if maybe men abroad find that attractive, but it's difficult to live. For me, I can't do it. John also, I'm not sure any of the women here can live with John. But you see, at the end of the day, the core argument, I can't say any of them was wrong because they all, as John, they insult Cynthia, Cynthia, they insult John, mama, John, they insult Cynthia, mama. It was a free for all. So we can't blame who started it because they both went off on each other. But you see, yeah, there's some conversations that have a one-sided ideology of morality. I say this all the time. Morality is one of the most difficult things to judge because in America, if you sleep with a 16-year-old, you are going to jail, while it's perfectly normal in France. So is it the act of sleeping with a 16-year-old that is bad, or it is bad in America? That's the question. Is it really bad, or it is just bad in America? So morality is something that is bad. Like if I buy somebody now, God forbid, it is bad across the world. But is it real? But you see, something like sleeping with a 16-year-old is not bad in France. It's not bad in many parts of Europe, but it's bad in America. So is it the act that is bad, or the jurisdiction that determines what is bad? You see, I got an equal amount of DM supporting both John and Cynthia. It was 50-50. And many of the men, if not all of the men, supported John, and most of the women supported Cynthia. One or two women supported John, but most of the women supported Cynthia. So it was like a 50-50. Women are thinking in one direction, men are thinking in one direction. contradiction. And I say this all the time. I went through a divorce, and I know my ex asked me for my house. The judge did not even think about it. It was not even a conversation. That I will pay their rent and all that. Yeah, I got something along those lines, but I was willing to contest it. And me, I said that as long as I'm not seeing children, they will not get 50 kobo from me. It was what I said, and I will always stand by it. And I'm not going to be made by women to feel that what I did was wrong. Because women put themselves, they immerse themselves into the situation and feel cheated. In traditional Igbo land, if a woman leaves a man, she leaves with nothing. Waiting she carry come from her papa house, now she go carry go. And who are we to say it is wrong? And the American one is right. The American system is flawed in its own way. It's not, and anybody where they follow me normally go no say how they talk this thing. America na K leg, Nigeria na bow leg. One is not the cure of the other. One is as bad as the other, but in an opposite way. The cure of K leg is straight leg, not bow leg. Bow leg is as bad as K leg. Igbo land under Sharia law. Now waiting you carry enter that marriage and they carry go. I was watching one sheikh, I've forgotten what his name is. He was analyzing what a woman takes when she's going according to Sharia law. And what the woman took was only what she brought in. Now, someone now asked a question and said that, what if the woman and the man built the house together? The sheikh now said, if the house was worth $150,000 and the woman's contribution was $70,000, if they sell the house, she will take exactly her $70,000. Our culture is not based on somebody coming to cry us. Now, is the culture in Nigeria. For me, I believe personally that a woman is entitled to raise her children. I would not have wanted to grow up without my mother. So I will never deprive a child of their mother. I could have grown up fantastically well without my father. Fantastically well without my father. But I could not have grown up well without my mother. Maybe I might not have been 100% without my dad, but I would have been at least 90. Without my mother, I would have been a total emotional and psychological wreck. So I believe that a child needs their mother, especially between 5 and like 17, 18. Me, my mother raised me from 5 to 25. I would have been okay. So that's for me. That's one thing I will never deprive a mother of her children. But if my mother had wanted to leave my father, she would have left him with nothing. She would have left him with nothing unless what she brought into my father's life financially. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. I always ask this question. There are two men on an island. and there's nobody else. And one of the men laughs at the other man's shoes. And the one that they laugh at his shoes picks a rock and knocks it on the head of the one that likes his shoe, laughs at his shoes, and that one buys. The question now is a moral thought question. The question now is, the one that buyed the other one, was he wrong to buy the other one? And that's when you begin to realize that right and wrong are based on religion, scripture, a legal system, a council of elders, people living together, agreeing together. And that is why, in the beginning, according to the creation allegory, Adam and Eve did not know right from wrong. Meaning, there was nothing, no template for them to use to decide that, okay, this thing wey Dr. John J do to me, it is bad. There's no template. According to every culture, every tradition, every religion, every judicial system, there's always a predecessor. Something happens, and that thing leads to them saying, okay, this is how we will judge this matter going forward. Cynthia kept saying and reinforcing her thought that Tubaba has no right to marry Natasha, that he does not look happy. Nobody can decide another person's happiness. Am I in support of Tubaba marrying Natasha? From the beginning, I've always been in support of anybody finding their happiness. If Tubaba had such an amazing marriage, he will not be looking for another woman. Whether it is his fault, whether it's Annie's fault, or is the two of them combined fault, the fact that there was instability already shows that there was a problem. There was a problem. There was a crack. There was an issue. And I do not support. Now, I take you back to the two men on the island. The one wey kpai the second one felt justified as in kpai am. So, to interpret any moral structure, whether it's a religion, a culture, a tradition, a judicial system, or an ideology, there is the tendency to apply what you believe is right. As Tinubu is ruling Nigeria, there are people that believe he's doing the right thing, and there are people that believe he's not doing the right thing. Personally, I find both the Christian understanding of divorce and the Igbo understanding of divorce flawed. I find both the Nigerian understanding of divorce and the American or Western understanding of divorce flawed. None of them is good. There are some advantages in Nigeria, and there are some advantages in America. There are some advantages in Igbo land, and there are some advantages in Christianity. A Christian divorce, Christ never said what you should do to get married, but he said what you should do to get divorced. There's no Christian teaching on how to get married, who to get married to. It doesn't exist. But there's a Christian teaching on divorce. And you can find that in Matthew chapter 19, verse 9, where Christ was dealing with the teachers of religious law, and he was quoting Deuteronomy 24, verse 1, 2, and 3, because he said, according to the law of Moses, and the law of Moses spoke about divorce in Deuteronomy 24. And according to Deuteronomy 24, if a man finds any fault in a woman, he gives her a bill of divorcement and drives her out of his house. That's the old law. Christ added a clause that if he drives her out of the house, the only thing that can make him drive her out of the house is if she committed the Greek word porneia, infidelity. If she cheated, that's the only clause that Christ gave. Christ did not say he cannot drive out of his house. He said unless she was unfaithful. So the only reason was if he found a woman unfaithful, he can drive her out of the house. Now, you need to understand that the society where Christ lived had a substructure that is totally different from where we live today. And we cannot import and superimpose upon this setting, this time frame, this cultural dispensation directly from the Bible. Because if I want to divorce my wife, I cannot write a divorce and give her and drive out of my house. There are laws in the land. And in the UK, I can decide to divorce my wife for just anything. I don't have to have a cogent reason. Just like Deuteronomy. Christ demands a cogent reason. Deuteronomy does not. So there's that similarity between Deuteronomy and the Western world. However, the Western world takes care of the woman. Deuteronomy doesn't. Deuteronomy just says give her a paper and drive her out of the house and she's free to marry another man. You know, say I read this Bible and I study and where. She's free to marry another man the moment she leaves this house. It's as simple as that. Biblically. Now, for everyone, for me, the Western world does not favor me. Because the Western world means I have to share my property with a woman. Deuteronomy did not say that. Christ never said that. The Nigerian legal system does not say that. It is only the West that says that. Sharia law does not say that. It is only the West that demands that I share something with the woman. Now, this came from a place of oppression. Because women were oppressed, they will leave the marriage with nothing, they will have nothing into old age, and blah, 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 blah. But you see, the problem with taking care of a victim is that sometimes you take the victim and you make the victim an oppressor. In many instances, to cater for victims meant making victims oppressors. And what I see in the Western world today is the transformation of a victim into an oppressor. That is why a man will have two houses that he worked for, and a woman that was biblically according to the small understanding of Sharia law, according to the law of Moses, and according to African tradition, a woman in many ancient African traditions was also seen as part of the, it's like my car. I'm selling my car wants part of my house. According to the Bible, a man passes on, his younger brother inherits his wife. It happened with Onan, who was supposed to raise seed for his brother by sleeping with his brother's wife because his brother passed on, and Onan refused, and God struck Onan. And that's why till today we have a doctrine called onanism in Catholicism, where it is believed that you cannot practice withdrawal method because Onan was struck. But if you read the bone or the bane of Onan's life, it was because he didn't want his brother to have a child through him. So, how did we get to that point? Do I support women being objectified? Absolutely not. But I also do not support women because I had children for you. I'm going to take half of your property. That is BS with capital B and capital S. The moment you leave me, my privileges to you and your privileges to me are severed. Anything I do for you is from the goodness of my heart, not because I'm compelled like a vampire. Somebody say, if we use the Bible as the yardstick, DF, forget Bible. If you use African culture, women, they suffer. And for me, the greatest suffer a woman can suffer is make them collect her children. Anything else, you cannot marry Adenuga's daughter and then she'll be dragging property with you. Men, you to go and work so your daughters will have. Mike Adenuga's daughter will not, or Dangote's daughter will not divorce her husband and be dragging property with him. If you are dragging property with a man, it is the failure of your father. Copy Otedola will not marry a man and then they will divorce. And then Copy will be dragging the man's property. Because I am sure that if Copy wants to marry a man, the father will give them house as wedding gift. Minimum. So if you are a woman and you are looking at a man and you want to collect his property, it shows your father failed. Because if your father get the property plenty, you don't go to another man own. When you end a relationship, I support women taking everything they brought into the relationship. It's yours. If we own a business, you brought 40%, you are entitled to your 40%. I would never tell a woman to relinquish her shares or her property to a man because she was married to him. I believe that is cheating. But I believe that the man does not owe you 50 kobo of his money. And I raise my daughters like that. That's why I tell them not to marry until they are 30. So when they are marrying, they are going into the marriage with something. And when they are leaving the marriage, they are carrying their something, if they have to leave. I do not believe that some things are transferable. You have a child for me, that does not equate me giving you land. You have a child for me, that does not mean I have to share my house. You had a child for me does not mean I'm going to owe you a salary for the rest of your life. Unless As you are divorcing me, you will continue to knack me for the rest of your life. All the things we are doing in the marriage, you will continue to do them. The only thing that has been severed is that we are no longer together. You can go and marry somebody else. I can go and marry somebody else. But anytime I need knack, I can call you and you come and give it to me. That's the equivalent of a woman needing one of my houses. That is the only thing that can. If I have two houses, if my woman is leaving me, she's getting none. I'm not going to give her one house. Nah. If she wants a house, she goes to meet her father for a house. Because if she wants one of my houses, then I will call her from her husband's house anytime I need to bench. I say, what are you doing this weekend? Come and give me BEJ. And she must not find it offensive. No woman is entitled to half of what I worked for. In fact, no woman is entitled to 2% of what I worked for. None. And those of you that believe you are, is because your father has failed. Because you get the way your papa go get. You don't need anybody. You don't need anybody. Some men, get rich men where they go beat their daughter for marriage. The rich man go buy a house when Pikin say, get out of there and stay here. I should not be held responsible for a woman's father's failure. Oh, you stood at home and watched the children, and that's where I was able to work. Who told you? Someone said, Daddy Freeze, is it fair though? According to my understanding, I take you back again to those two men on the island. Who determines fairness? Is it the fishes? Because there are just two of them. There's no religion. There's no culture. There are no other people. Fairness is determined by what one person feels is right or wrong. How is it not fair? If I married Dangote's daughter and I was breaking up with Dangote's daughter, would she be asking me for my house? Would she be asking me for any property? If I was breaking up with Otedola's daughter or Mike Adenuga's daughter, do you think it is my tiny little house that will be their problem? Now, because of your papa not get, now make issue. And that's why you are thinking like that. You cannot tell me that because you stayed with me and raised children with me. Taste buds supported my business, supported my free nation dream. Taste buds was the first person that she was my first proofreader. Those days when Instagram did not have video, and I used to write articles. I will write and the whole Instagram go full, and she will vet it for me. Taste buds can tell me that she was part of my growth structure, both in my current career and in my church. My ex could not say that. And many of you women who are making demands on men actually brought nothing to the table. You brought nothing to the table. What did you bring to the table? You can't tell me that the job that a house girl can do is what you are bringing to my house, and because of that I have to give you a house. You took care of the children. There are children where house girl they raise. My mother went to university, When my father came with my mother to, my parents came to Nigeria in 1979. I was 3 years old. In 1982, in 1981, my mother went to law school. My grandmother took care of me and my sister. Now how I take learn to speak Yoruba. Did my grandmother do a better job than my mother raising me? Absolutely not. But without my mother, my grandmother would have managed one way or the other. So my mother cannot say that what she brought to my father's life was taking care of children. House girl can do it. Some of you that have two parents that are working, now house girl raise you. Some of you that your mama younger sister now raise you. Am I lying? Many of you where your mama they work, your papa they work. If your mama get one younger sister, maybe their last born, now them raise you. So how can all of a sudden the claim to my property be that you raise kids or you had kids? Pigeon they born, cat they born. Why is it an issue? Why is it a big thing? Because you have decided to make it such a big thing. And according to traditional African ideology, now the man get the picking. If you want to leave a man, you give him in child. Go your own way. Traditional African ideology. Do I support it? No. And I've said it from the beginning. The only thing I believe a woman needs in a divorce is her children. I believe a man should be able to see his children. I believe a man should be able to spend weekends with his children. But I believe the children should be raised by their mother. And that means the mother too has to have a job. Somebody says CS is painful. I do not commonize giving birth to children. That's why I said children must stay with their mother. Unless the woman is proving difficult. When you financially support a woman, when a woman financially supports a man, she deserves financial compensation. I want to start a company. I needed 20 million. My wife brings 3 million. If that wife is going, when my company has grown, that wife deserves something out of that company. If my wife put her sweat into running that company, for instance, my wife was a marketer in the company, or my wife was the manager of the company, and the company grew, when she's going, she deserves it. But my wife does not deserve 20 kobo in my company if what she brings to the table is she took care of the children so that I could focus on the work. That's cheating. In my opinion. And there are many men who agree with me. I am not saying that if a woman is leaving me, I will not take care of her. I am saying I do not have to or need to. I decide to if she's well behaved and if I have. I do not need to or have to. According to my two men on the island analogy, what I personally consider fair, if you are leaving me, like for instance, Dr. John J. and Wale King both asked me for money. I don't owe Wale, I don't owe Dr. John J. I can choose to give either of them the money. There is no law that says because Wale and Dr. John J have been listening to my live and contributing in the comment section and once in a while coming to join me live, that I must give them money. It doesn't exist. But because they've been doing it and they're now going through a tough patch, as a good human being, I should be able to help them out. But I want this to be communicated as help, not entitlement. Someone said in marriage, it seems one party benefits more than the other. Absolutely. And it is purely based on location. If you are in the US or the UK or the Western world, the woman benefits more. If you are in Nigeria, the man benefits more. And that brings us back to the conversation back home. Even though we have rules and regulations in Nigeria, even though we have a judicial system, even though we have a moral code, there are things in Nigerian moral code that I disagree with. And that is, why should a woman and a man who have gone their separate ways, because the divorce is not finalized? And that was one of Cynthia's arguments, because she said that because Annie and Tubaba's divorce have not been finalized, that Tubaba cannot marry Natasha. And I'm like, no way. Oh, she's legally correct and possibly morally correct, even though I believe it's morally wrong. But if we go back to the two people on that island, when one person decides what is right and what is wrong for them in their lives, I would stand up and tell you that I personally, under no condition will I wait 5, 6, 7, 3, 4 years for a woman, for a divorce to be completed before I move on. 2 weeks after my ex packed her load and left my house, I had officially moved on. 2 weeks. Finish. And it was the best decision I ever made in my life. It was the best decision I ever made in my life. What am I waiting for? She no one do, I no one do. Why are we staying together for 5 years? My ex left my house on the 21st of June 2014. I did not get divorced until in the tail end of COVID. Late 2020, after NSAS, if I remember correctly. That's when my divorce pulled through. So from 2014, I will wait till COVID. Imagine I'd waited. I would have been alone in COVID, by myself. And somebody's going to come and tell me that that makes sense? It makes absolutely no sense. It's the height of human stupidity, in my opinion. And personally, I will not wait more than 2 weeks to move on in a relationship. Imagine, say I waited. I wanted to do things right. My pastor called me and said, you do things right. I take him back to the two men on the island. Who determines what is right and what is wrong? Who determines it for me to the point where I have to fashion my life according to a narrative? And every day I thank God. I have not survived COVID now. Only me alone inside house. One of the things that made me survive COVID was the fact that I was surrounded by family. Somebody said, can the woman move on like that too? As in, 2 weeks after my ex packed her load, if I saw her kissing a man in a restaurant, the only reason why I'll make a fuss out of it is so that it can help the divorce case. But if we had both agreed that, you know what, we are not doing again, if I see her there, we greet her, greet the man. The only reason was because we had a bitter divorce, and that would have been fuel for me to say, hey, this is why I'm leaving, which is a lie. That's why I want people to be able to leave marriages easily, so you don't have to lie about each other. Someone said, I have a friend who is currently stuck in their marriage. She can't date another man because she is legally married in the USA. Her husband has refused to send divorce papers and he's just wasting her time. Baba, the moment woman don't pack her load, come out from her house, the marriage don't end. Somebody said, for me, I don't need a court to divorce a woman. Once I'm done, I have divorced you. Baba, I cannot share your sentiments because I know what I will have gone through personally. People were telling me that time, hey, do the things the right way. Why don't you wait till you are divorced? I was just looking at them. See, I know slap one, some of them, now small remain, including elders. One of my uncles called me and said that, do I know that if a soldier divorces his wife, he will be demoted. I don't know where to begin the talk to the Baba from. I said, do I look like a soldier? Please, where I was with my ex and where am I today, is it a demotion? You that you are sitting and looking, have I been demoted? Baba, there are people that know me that don't know Cool FM. No be mouth. There are people that know the Daddy Freeze brand that don't have an idea that I ever worked on a radio called Cool FM. How can it be a demotion? I call my own shots. I'm a shot caller, true baller. In my own right. I created my own industry around myself. So how can you look at me and tell me that a soldier will be demoted? They tell you, say, I want to be soldier. And these are the things they say to people that demoralize people. What if I didn't know better? What if I took him seriously? And because I was afraid that I'll be demoted at work or whatever it is that came with it, I now went back to my... If I'd been with my ex till now, is either I'm in prison or I'm in mortuary. One of the two for don't happen. Or she today prison or she day mortuary. Because if I don't buy ourselves, where will they go? If I don't buy ourselves. So, I end the conversation here and I allow you people to come and talk. I don't tell you as my mind they interpret them, and that's so it be. And I say this to people. The more you study Scripture, the more you realize that there is no message of Christ. Whatever anybody comes and tells you is the message of Christ is a message that they negotiated, because none of the authors of the 4 Gospels met Christ. And none of them wrote. Mark did not write Mark, Matthew did not write Matthew, John did not write John, and Luke did not write Luke. It was written by other people decades later. The only person that actually wrote was Paul, and Paul never met Christ physically. So whatever you have today as Christian doctrine was negotiated to suit an agenda. There is no unmediated message of Christ. Anything that you have today as a message of Christ was mediated by a set of people. It was, how do I put, negotiated and mediated to suit a narrative. And if there's anything I can tell you, is if you want to have Christ of PDP, or Christ of Labour Party, or Christ of APC, there is enough textual relevance in the Bible to suit any agenda you want. All you have to do is mediate it and negotiate it. Pick this scripture here, pick this scripture here, pick this scripture here, pick this scripture here, and marry all of them together seamlessly, and you have a full doctrine to support anything you want, including Yahoo Yahoo. So at the end of the day, the most powerful message of Christ is the message of conscience. What does your conscience make you feel? I remember once, George gave me order to see my children. For me then to see my children, I had to write to the court and the court will approve it. And these are the children you want me to be giving you school fees for. Children that if I want to see, you will tell, I will beg the court, my lawyers will cry, we will write letter, then finally they will allow me to see them for 10 minutes. Then you want me to pay school fees. Forget say I not get. If as today I get, I not give you that money. Anything where you like me, you do. You know, see shake buying. The last time I saw my kids, my ex had moved them to another school. I had to go to court, get lawyer. It was a mess. And I went to the school and I could only see them for 5 minutes. We drove all the way to Ikeja with 4 lawyers. The only way I could see them, and I only got to see them for 5 minutes. My ex was standing outside the door looking at watch for me. I knew that was me. I know well. I will never go through that again. I will never go through that again. I went there and I said my farewells to the children. And if I never see them again from that day, till the day we all enter the ground, I'll be okay. I made my peace that day. I told them I love them. I told them I'll try to see them. I told them to be good. And finish. I never went back. For me to see children, I go right to court. Court go give me lawyer. Am I a devil? Some people say, you daddy freeze, try. I don't need to try anything. I don't need to try anything. Once in a while, I still try people that I know. Beyond that, I ain't doing nothing. You can never dehumanize me, run down my psychological well-being, and dangle children in front of me. I've learned one thing from small. Let there be no carrots. Once they see that this is what you are looking for, this is your carrot, they will dangle it in front of you and be like, any, mini, miny, mo. Catch a crab and let it go. So, those are my thoughts. And if Natasha wants to move on with her life, if Tu Baba wants to move on with his life and he has found peace in Natasha, let him go. If you feel it is a mistake, let him go and make it. Somebody said Daddy Free is the only one that can do monologue and people stay glued. Baba, if I'm in the mood, I can talk for 4 hours. So, that is it. Baba, for me, peace of mind is everything. And I find a flaw in the Nigerian system. And that flaw, many women capitalize abroad. I will give you half of my house, but you cannot take away my children from me. I must see my children. So those are my thoughts. Let me open up the lines. Let other people come and talk so I can go to bed. I need to plug my phone, Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze, let me put on the shut down. Okay. The solar message
message is beyond. I don't know. I've been, talking and engaging people in the comment section. Well, bro, it get we be say you did pass this message. I for try make people see things in your lens. You speak far beyond. Let me say, put on my shirts. Which shirts, Chichi? No, disrupt my thought line, Chichi. I beg. John, I hear you. John, say what put on. Maybe say put on my own shirt. God bless you for what you're saying.
Thank you.
No, and I need the viewers to understand something. Nobody is anti-women or against women. But there's one very salient and important point out there. How fair is it? I know say women not too dead that deep to see them. Even their own male kid will eventually grow up, marry, and go through these processes. How can someone labor hard to help you raise children that are beneficial to you down the line? Then when things go south, you are expected to take half of their possessions. What is going to be left with him, having worked for those long years, to at least live a decent life to retirement and buy? It's not fair. Now, make we no talk about all that, because me, I go think I'm reach final level. Is it ever fair for me to work and give you half of my earnings for whatsoever reason because you born? The born where you born, you want that too now. You wanted it.
God will bless you. If you marry woman for house, after 3 years, she not born, she go begin, they go from church to church, babalao to babalao.
Standards. That's the freeze. I have just one question.
Okay.
First and foremost, I apologize for earlier today. The apology just to you. My phone too. It restored it, and it was a meeting. That's how I left the thing. So I have one question for all these women that say they want half of what the man has worked for because they were married to the person. If the man was an armed robber, and gets a sentence for the robbery he has been, and gets caught, will you want half of the sentence also? Perhaps. Will you want half of no, you don't want half of the sentence. So if you think you are helping the man because you're raising children for him while he's going to rob, you should also get half of the sentence. Because you are a conspirator and a cohabitator. Us now, you should get half of the sentence. So all these things is, women always like playing the victim. They always like it when it suits their own narrative. I see it as evil if me and Chichi is married and we own a company together, that I go to work, Chichi comes to work. Maybe when we're opening the company, we open the company and Chichi has 50% shares, I have 50% shares. There is no way we will get divorced and I'll tell Chichi that she doesn't want the company anymore. It's not possible because she legally has 50% shares. But not when I marry Chichi and Chichi doesn't want to work. She sits at home as Munyo Dogu. Dresses and goes to wedding and goes to gossip in hairdressing salons as Munyo Dogu. And I'm out there flying up and down, putting my own life. It's not our life, not my life as my own life in harm's way. And you come and say you want half of it. Half of what? Half of what? And for crying out loud, when women say this is women that want these things are women that have not achieved anything in life, that see marriage as a cash out option. You're right. So they go into one, get half, come out, go into another, get half, come out, and then before you know what's happening, they become a millionaire. So this thing is not difficult, and the fact that the West have imposed it on those that live with them, it can never happen in Nigeria. As long as I'm alive, it will never happen in Nigeria. I will go to the National Assembly and make sure it will never happen. come into a marriage, you go out. The Nigerian laws do not even support that. If you come, Ghana must go. If you're going, you go. Ghana must go. If you're going, you go. Ghana must go. And if you see women who have dignity, they wouldn't even ask for. When I got divorced, I've not said this to you before. When I got divorced, my ex, I came back home when she left. I saw some things still. I saw her still in the house. I didn't know she had left. You know when it dawned on me that she had left, the things she left were all the things I bought for her. She said, I don't want anything from you. I don't want anything from you. She took only her stuff. Only her stuff.
Why you no go respect them?
That is a woman you should respect. See, what women don't understand, that woman has learned the act of paying the way men think. Because, for example, she knows everything I have in this world right now. Because she's not asking for it. If she was asking for it, she wouldn't know. She knows everything I own in this world. And the reason why I tell her is because if anything happens to me, they don't find me. She has my only child. And as far as I'm concerned, she is my son's lawful attorney until my son is of age. Yeah, legal guardian. You understand? So, but if you say she's a dragon, she don't go no. And then I go begin hiding them. But because she know the dragon, sometimes I might even they might come and tell me say, okay, these documents are ready, and I'm not in the country. I say, send it to my son's mom, and she will keep it. When I come back, she will carry it and give me back. That is a woman that was brought up by a man who is not hungry. You see all these women, they were brought up for hungry men. Stay away from hungry men. You see children of hungry men. Stay away from them. That is the problem. Stay away from children of hungry men. Get away from my mother fry akara. Her aim in this world is just to break the jinx of poverty in her family. By all means. That's it.
And she will do every and anything.
Anything. Yeah. Anything to break it. Including throwing a man or father of our children under the bus. So you've not heard of this thing that was happening in Lagos, where they will be grounding bottle and mixed it with their husband's semo? John, in the state of Delaware, in the year 2015, a professor, they were both professors, because they couldn't bear kid, and the man thought he needed child. They had something outside. You know what they put for coolant, antifreeze, we put for car engine. Then they mix out for this man tea every night for at least 2 years. And the thing finally done, had effect on him and the man died. Now, two professors, they married, nice home, they got luxury cars and all that stuff. FBI swung into the matter. You just get one day, one of the detectives will come, just enter their garage. I say, look, this kind of people level, they cannot be changing antifreeze by themselves. They found a bottle of, a gallon of it in the garage. And now, they don't already do post-mortem, try to see, and they found some substances that were dangerous, which they probably analyzed as food poisoning and all that nonsense. Now, the detective being in that, line, went ahead and, accused the woman and said, look, you've been giving this man some sort of shit. Eventually, she broke down and confessed, because now the man don't buy. Now, reason why you give him antifreeze drink for many years when he reach to buy? He said because he go born outside. But whereas you know if he born. Whatever they own now went straight to the States. The problem, this thing is that any family that is built on what get from it is not a family.
No,
never. It's not a family. Any woman you divorce and is asking for what she will get was never married to you. She was married to what you have. She was using you. So let's understand these things, and the truth is that when you see them come and you have to give me half. The truth, that woman that came out was saying, "I have to give her." And the person that married her before give her half, their head is still the way it is. Yeah, I'm sure the person did not give her half. That's why she's vexed. But regardless, let's understand that these things are only applicable to the West. And I respect the West for their culture. It is their culture. Perhaps any day I move to the West, I'll also respect that culture because I cannot come to a man's country. This instance I gave you, there were African people who rose through ranks and became professors in universities. But what I'm saying in essence is that, you see, the extent a woman will go in when she don't get it and she can mess things up all through, especially when they're in an enabling society, which is America and the likes, West in general. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying, and I'm saying the same thing. I said, if I live in America, I will respect their laws because it's their law. It is their culture. I don't believe in coming to a man's country and imposing my culture in it. But I will also tread with caution. And that treading with caution is that I will not have any investment in the United States of America. I'll move all my investments back home, where they are safe and secured. Because you see me, the worst thing you can do to me is to forcefully take what belongs to me. I cannot ascertain what my mental state will be and what I will do after that. It's not fair anyways. It's not fair. You know, this is here. I cannot take it. I cannot take it. So, for me, I love my Nigeria. I love my investments in Nigeria. Even if they should call it whatever they call it, let it be there. I want a place where if na me do, you go. If na you do, you go. Either way, you are the one that will go. John, don't say that one. Don't say that. Don't say that one. Anyways, the topic. I'm agreeing to everything you're saying, but this now you do now. Don't go. I was here earlier. Cynthia, EF's long-term friend. I think Cynthia is getting Americanized. I mean, hopefully she's watching. I was really gonna tell her a lot, but they had too much to do. DF was interrogating engaging her. But one important thing you must know is that even in this country, women used to have laws used against their men. Hence, in the late 70s or sometime mid 70s, a ton of their men got incarcerated. They didn't have men to raise their children. And at the end of it all, today, we see the turnout of it. Children's of 80s and all that, now we see too many Gabriel and Ageges. Other than that, the productivity level drops. That even the statistics are testifying to it. That perhaps today, you count at least 10 females doing better than 2 men that are the indigenous one. Now, at the end of the day, today, they understand that they can't play with their men because if you're with an African American woman, she understands the essence of a man in a home. She's holding up to it. Now, you don't want to because the rules are there. We understand what the laws are. A matter of fact, I did mention to her that most people are getting married if you do not need it for a very important purpose. They are getting married not under the act, not under inviting government to your business. Because the minute you do and anything goes wrong and now you want the government to intervene, they're going to make sure that thing is either a living hell because now then they will begin to tell you, oh, you can get this, you can get that. As a woman, you are entitled to alimony. You have to get this, get that. But at the end of it all, those are rules because you yourself as a woman where they benefit from alimony. Trust me, a friend of mine was paying child support to his own daughter that has autism. The mother of the kid would not get the money, even the man is paying ahead. Let's say, for instance, the boy told me he had paid until September, around January and same year. And the lady was saying that they are not getting money from him. But yet this guy has no warrant on his name. He has not been arrested. You see the dysfunction in the system? And the amount they bill him to pay is not what the state is paying. So sometimes women will feel say, they are put up for child support and they hurt them and they embarrass them. You have only complicated shit. Because at the end of the day, you call government to a processing charges and administrative charges. Wale, child support is for lazy women. Women, that is why any woman that is big on child support have like 3 children from 3 different men. By the time they collect 1.5 here, 1.5 here, now 4.5.
Okay, can I contribute? Can I say something?
Child support is
Moku even hear woman. Oh yeah, Chichi. Let's hear you.
A real woman will tell you, I don't want you again, and I don't want to see you again.
Finish.
Anything that will remind me of you, I don't want. That is a real woman.
But that's not a good thing now.
Why is it?
How about the children?
Why is
How about the children? If you have children.
Okay, see, let me tell you something. It's not about a man can be seeing his kids, but doesn't have interaction with his wife. His kids, children. Yeah. So, but when you are now sending money and I need to remind you that child support never come more, then you guys are now having an interaction.
Yeah. Okay, the thing is, the bottom line of this thing is this. It still boils down to the men. When you know you have this type of mindset, why are you going for the kind of women that will be asking you?
You don't know until you enter divorce. You don't know the kind of person you are with.
Don't add me, because me, I've told you that I will not marry a broke girl. I will not marry. Before I marry a girl, I must see her father. See her father's history. She must give me her father's history, where he worked, her father's CV. No. Let me know if there was any time they were poor.
But John, this is where personality. Some people could come from a poor background and still have a different personality.
It's not very likely.
It's not very likely.
It's not very likely.
Not very likely.
Poor people always have it.
It sounds very unlikely, but there's still some percentage.
They always have a way they behave.
It's not very likely. Yeah, we have Papa get house on Banana Island. They drag your house where they could do.
God will bless you.
Sometimes you'll be shocked too. I tell you, you'll be shocked what some people do. The bottom line is,
see, the fact that the girl left her father's house in Banana Island and came to live with you in the corridor means that she does not like you for what you have. She likes you for who you are.
I understand. I totally understand.
So, and if you make the mistake of treating that girl wrongly, she will leave Ikorodu and go back to Banana Island. Because they chase her from Banana Island.
John, you're not understanding what I'm saying. Your narrative is making sense.
Avoid children of broke people. Let the wife, if her mama they fry akara, she should marry person with the grand beans. So that if they send her to do grand beans, let the business blend. Business for the man, please. No, but John, let the business blend. No, be say I won't counter you. I they always talk something. Say, always look for your time. Your social class. Now, if we are gonna say it must include your social stratification, even a level of akara and bread, it's okay. That will be form conglomerate down the line. Maybe somebody will eventually succeed. And now grow in that business. Exactly. But the truth is that any time when you cross your
John, why are you laughing now?
What did you say?
I said, why is John laughing?
Anytime you cross your social circle, trust me, you go chop cake, come back. And chopping cake includes that what you not expected, things you would take for granted is a big deal to them. Things you would have, say, oh, it is fine. Now they will count up. And now, eventually, when the chips are down, because the truth is that a woman you get married to, when everything they rosy, is a different woman when you're going through hard times and divorce.
Sure.
They go turn, what do you want to call a monster all of a sudden. especially when they come from that other background we know they related to you. Because it's an opportunity for them to just show you shake it.
You know, there's a saying that you cannot ascertain the loyalty of a broke person. If you're marrying a broke person, you don't know if that person is loyal or if that person is just a victim of circumstance.
What of personality?
Yeah,
what of
only loyal
somebody's
to their
personality?
needs.
You meet a girl. You own a house in Lekki. You meet a girl who is in NYS that is struggling to pay house rent in Shangotido. For one self-contained that she lives, or those ones that live there, 10 of them live in one room in Lekki Visual just because they want to live in Lekki Visual. And she's still struggling to pay that house rent. And you meet her, she does, I love you, I love you. You know, she's loving you because she does not have accommodation. She needs accommodation.
It means to an end.
She's marrying you because she needs accommodation.
Any day that accommodation falls through, there is no guarantee that the relationship will continue.
You understand? Either your house no day again.
No, but John, let me say it. Do you know that I said one thing at the time? I said, why many marriages are failing boils down to the fact that people get married for the flimsiest reason. What do I mean by that? If you want to be married just to have a party, to have, say, Bella Naija back in the day, you show you say you marry. As soon as you achieve that party done, then it don't mean nothing to you no more. So you don't go understand how to keep a home. You don't go understand the consortium of a woman. Now that party you just won't get and you don't get out. And the same way, once girl where they hungry, they marry her, it's all food. You don't send you don't understand that again. And the most part, our elders make us realize say home keeping it come from women. Because we still agree earlier, say the man go work, make money around. Now you're doing your part of building a family. At the end of it, or once you don't do okay, because you know say those ones not to get sense. They born, it don't mean anything to them. Oh, I don't see now. People don't see me for Instagram. I'm married. Yes, that's it. Then they will begin immediate.
And there's one other thing I just want to say here. When people always talk about that they want the man to be a traditional man, I still feel that the problem with this generation is that they don't understand cultures. The days of our ancestors, they were not financial providers. Our grandmothers were the financial providers. They were the ones that went to the farm.
You're right.
From the farm, they cultivate and take it to the market and sell. What our grandparents were protectors. What they provide is protection. That is why the man will not go to the farm. The man and his male children will not go to the farm. Except when they have to till the ground. They go till the ground. And you won't see them in the farm again. Until the day their uncle once comes and say, you cannot, Neka, you cannot farm on this land. It's my land. Then you see the man. He will carry his cutlass. He will carry his cutlass and arrive. Emeka, this is my land. He's protecting that territory. That is what he's meant to do, protecting that territory. He goes hunting to protect the territory, the community, and bring back game, meat for them to eat. So when people don't understand, open their bloody toilet and wag and tell me that I want you to be a traditional man. Traditional men are not providers, they're not financial providers. They provide security.
Let me say this.
They are territorial providers.
They want you to be traditional men. Are they willing to be traditional women?
Exactly, that's the question.
But they don't even understand what a traditional woman is.
Okay,
a traditional woman is one who provides all the money in the house.
The bottom line of this thing is that marriage has taken a different turn.
Life has evolved. Yes.
Yes, the involvement is, there's so much enlightenment, and now people are tending to be greedy. You know, getting into marriage with the plan of what am I going to get at the end. Before, people will marry out of love. you don't get anything. Marriage will just do, and I go love on
You don't
yourself.
supposed to get anything past marriage.
Exactly.
And the sanctity of it is what comes. So, if let's say this, Chichi, let me just be a little,
I thought you were
right?
going to
Now, my mom got together with my dad to start a family. Whatever happens between the period they started until whenever, now they are a cup of tea, which is they go bear children, they go raise them, they go see challenges, they go make money, they go cry, they go they happy. Now that's what we know as marriage. Eventually, if there's an end goal to it, if there's an end goal, say, okay, you know what, my job be with this man the next 5 years, I don't cash out. That's no marriage.
There's no marriage. There's no need. If that's why a lot of people are on the fence. That's why we're having this conversation now. You understand? And it's even going to get worse because now the men are on the already on the fence. The women are fighting to try to convince the man, oh, that's not true. That's not what I'm there for. Because those days when we were growing up, we never loved a man because the man had money or, the fact that the boy fine. The fact say the guy they dress well, he don't go. The fact say if papa get money, no be even get up. A lot of things. But now they want it like even if your papa gets waiting, they want like
now they no go date the boy, now the papa they want it.
Titi, have you heard this one in Lagos?
Within
the last 5 years, they go ask you whether you did romantic. You know what that means?
No.
Say you did spend money anyhow.
You see?
That's what romantic means.
The narrative has changed.
That's what romance means to them.
No,
are you kind?
They
are you
will
generous?
ask you if you are romantic. John, chill. A Lagos girl, I'm saying this. Let's say, give it.
To me, I'm sorry for this generation, guys. Sometimes I just like, I don't know how you're gonna do it. I'm sorry, y'all got a lot to do. You got a lot on your plate.
So, no, Chichi, we don't have a lot on our plate. What we have on our plate is broke men marry broke women. Rich men maintain your social class.
If that's how it's gonna go,
if you're professional,
if that's how it's gonna go,
if you're a professional engineer, go after a professional engineer, a professional doctor, a professional pharmacist that earns within your social class. Look for someone like you. Look for someone like you. All these do NYC where they do hair vendor. Then you go marry the businessman with the Alabama.
No, but John, this is a new thing. It's not like it's new, but this is the first time we're really having. This is now it's a most current thing that is going on, and now we're trying to figure out how will this now favor marriages. You understand?
Can I give you a small demographic to Lagos? I always limit it to Lagos because see, a girl that's just barely completed her degree. Is trying to set up a business, and she had the mindset of owning a home that's worth up to 250 million naira. Okay? Now, there's a boy somewhere, perhaps the ones, because the vulnerable ones are the ones with that open-ended income, perhaps doing something funny. Now, that girl will show loyalty. Within the period, the boy too, because he lacked love and proper guidance growing up, will open up to the girl. Now she's gonna help him siphon a ton of his money to start something for herself while he's thinking he got someone in his corner as his wife or wife to be.
Okay.
Wait. Now you see, I spoke to youngins between 28 and 35. And they are telling me, I don't think marriage is for us. And I said, why?
It's not.
And I said, why? He said, what these people want is the money. Now, because if you don't have it, nobody talks to you. Now we have made some. Now we can get anybody since it's about the money. Now the ones that siphon those ones will eventually own those things. Guess what? Nobody wants to come near them because they know their stories. Now they want to go around and start looking for little ones to get to spend for, because all of them grew up to be Alanti. And I'm telling you, this is like a demographics in Lagos, particularly between anything after Adeniji Adele Bridge all the way to Ekpe. Some part of Ikeja. But see, these things are not just happening because we became money conscious and everything is about that. What do I get?
Exactly.
When you born me, you don't born me for financial gains. You born me because you really want born. When you marry me, you don't marry me because of financial gains. You marry me because you think, say, you want somebody you can grow old with. In the days of grace and a lot of
that was the intention in the earlier days. So my question now is, how do we move forward from here? What do we do now for us to be at a balance?
Very simple.
Because we keep saying this thing, we keep repeating ourselves. So now the question is, how we don't solve this problem? Okay, women do this, men do this, do that. You understand?
If you have a restaurant, to marry a butcher so that he'll be supplying you meat.
so that romantic.
John, be nice.
So he'll be supplying you meat.
John,
I'm nice.
John, be nice.
I'm nice. I'm nice. So that he'll be supplying you meat. If you're a copper, marry a fellow copper, because I don't see any reason why you will drop all the boys in camp and come and love me. There are boys in your camp.
Okay, marry. So ladies, and I don't hear, because now the question is how, because now all the guys I see, most of these guys that I know that are like even around my job, they're all scared. All of them, they fear to marry. All.
Yeah, because
it's not like they don't
How I
want
go?
to
How I go? One married person won't collect my work.
They fear. They will say,
Chichi,
sister, auntie, Laila, they know they do.
Chichi, you know what
they would rather have a baby mama instead of
absolutely.
I'm like, what is going on?
So you know what I feel?
On?
You know what I feel now? Say two. No. Let's start from one. See, parents, because every member of the society one unit from one house.
Exactly.
Please, it don't matter. Money no go there. Everybody no go get. No be all of us go be $10.
Yeah.
But raise your children to know the value of things rather than the prices. My daddy and his contemporaries were the ones who would tell you, it don't matter how much you get, if you don't get their level of pedigree, you still not go be their friend. You understand what I mean? Now, because people lost the fact that money be, you see, go see one idiot now. Sorry if this is gonna violate Instagram. One or there, because he carry bar for hand. Now, he don't be automatic champion for our society. Now we need to go and redirect that as parents.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. How do we get back to?
I'm rounding off in 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm rounding off in 1 minute.
Oh. Now, two parents, after doing this,
make I go rest.
The kids, make una understand one thing. As John really said, go for your kind. No ever make anything utter. Cheat code to making it in life is marrying that in your own category. No go marry any. You get big something, you know me, and you go see cry later. The reason why those children don't they marry again now because the aftermath of marriage is a bad pass. You know the essence of marriage.
The only people that understand this thing very well are the Northlands. Babangida daughter no go ever marry.
No.
One person. Babangida daughter go marry Indimi son. Indimi son go marry Dangote daughter.
You know Indimi
is in the north. I know I like Indimi now. What do you mean? I know I like Indimi.
The kids were in secondary school together.
Whose school was that?
NMS.
Oh,
yeah.
Your next boy. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not all of them. It's just like.
What year did you go to Zaria? NMS.
I left in 1995.
That means say you go know Unu now.
1995.
Who?
Unu.
Who's Unu?
Akogun. I don't know if that's his son name. Went to uni together.
I may know him. Do I know? Do you know his full name?
What year did you leave uni? Sorry,
I
what
left
did
also in 2000.
what year did you
No.
leave NMS?
95.
Oh,
That's
okay, you
fine.
have left earlier.
I know individual.
Those ones were the real Northerners there. Indie boys had Civic. You know that small Civic with the bended backside?
On the Civic.
That's why I said they don't be carry and come my school. Then during visiting days, they will come with those cars. And when you close with them, because you know me, I'm partly from northern part and the southern part. They speak outside fluently. Then I can go holiday with them. And when those people money day that is free. Nigeria people day will get money. And John is quite spot on. They go tell them say, now my daughter be this. When your son finish and has a trade, he will marry my daughter.
So we're coming to conclusion now. Say everybody marry your type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marry within your class, yes. Marry within your class.
Yeah.
Marry within your class.
Marry within your institutional class.
Okay. All right.
Let the poor marry the poor. And let the rich marry the rich, yeah.
Yeah, you should. That's how it should work. If you marry the person where... See, Chichi, if you are the chop on the table, waiting left, now go just do okay, eh? Una go just walk away. Poor man picking go look like say they waste food.
But that is what you're used to.
You understand? I mean, in actual reality,
if men don't patronize those girls and be marrying them, well, this is going forward because this is a new thing.
I beg, I want to see this man now. He come here and don't say you finished for 95, brother. Do I have to be your age? Me, I come my own life. You come your own life now. You will be able to sell her. Good luck. In 95, okay.
You know, unfortunately, I don't see comment section. I hope they don't
understand that you brought this dense lakai of a 1960-something-year-old to DS life. The same old mentality of Nigerian people. You're asking me, should I be born earlier than my age? Should I attend secondary school earlier than my age?
Person when you suppose enter phone go slap you. They hear they talk to us.
You know, he's trying to apply decorum that me and you don't have that difference. Even me, I don't start to grandpapa. This sort of grandpapa, you go touching grandpapa.
See, when I read it, I look at the small boy. Okay, uncle, betu seller, thank you. But you shouldn't be here.
So wait. So wait. If the compass will graduate from secondary school in 1995, small boy. 1995, I never entered secondary school. So if me, you go be toddler now.
God, see, I look and say, why is he saying that? Well, for some reason, Methuselah, you still say this brain is insufficient for you to cross road. Now this brain, they take raise children. Now your kind children, they cause problem for children for marriage.
Why are you allowing that conversation to get to you? Those people.
No, not really. I just needed to let him understand one thing. People so dumb and stupendously audacious on this, thing.
See, and most of the people that do those things are poor people.
What is this you and this your?
All those people that stop people in the comment section. All those people that stop people in the comment section are poor people. They are poor people. They are jobless.
Let's not use that kind of words. Can we use less privilege?
I think people say, you see, this act of bullying and saying shit, it starts from, Baba, whatever your age be, I know you be like my grandfather age, but you still get your 2G, 2 gig subscription, come watch this thing. Just respect your old age and Methuselah kind of life and watch and learn, because I don't say you don't get brain. That's why you still in life for this kind of time. Alright? Not be saying, Baba, I'm not taking it personal, but sometimes we have to just, they are bullshit. Maybe they tell them.
Wale and the difference. I'll tell you guys one secret. If you see people that come on comment section and insult people, want a life where they do giveaway, and because they know the giveaway they do here, if they pay them, that's why they tell those insults.
See.
Make their handles now. Giveaway handles be that. Once they go from life to life, they find giveaway. Now when they come, she say, "Una they talk another thing." It will just be trigger them. That's it. That is when you see the type.
Is that trolling?
Me, I don't give on social media. I give to my community because I believe that charity begins from home. So if I give away, if I did like I did, go to the next one. They have a WhatsApp group. They type this in. Once you start another life, they do the giveaway. They go first time for their WhatsApp group. All of them go wrong. Go there, like flies.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I think I can attest to that. During Ramadan, there's this thing we do. I don't see multiple same person in like many other. But anyways, that was by the way. So now as we're saying, now the youngins that are planning. I mean, I cannot lie to you. Being married and having someone you can live with, it's not. It's a beautiful experience. But please, you must know one thing. That marriage thing, if you cannot have forbearance, the ability to let go of things, minor things, so you don't want to be in it. Then also knowing that someone that is with you is in your corner, come rain, come sunshine. When you they blab, they day with you. When you day in the best of your person, they day with you. Then you are think at least good to go. But you know, providence again. We don't know where the car then let the carry head go. Why we did good 20 years ago? I mean 30 years after if it turns somehow. But importantly for the male folks, I will tell you, take care of yourself. Have something in place. Because one, whether your marriage goes south or not, a time will come because of the trend and the pattern of things. You're gonna become single again, not because you're divorced, but because your wife will go taking care of your grandchildren or some engagement that you are not included in, and then you have to be blowing pots or be saying, supposedly your wife should be in that position to look after you in those old age. Me, I've always told myself, I'm calculating at least the next 15 to 20 years. Once my wife starts doing all those duties, I'm all over the world. Baby, I'm all over the world. Are you gonna go where you are no Mugo? No, you can't. You know, say as my son, they book your move for your mama. If they book my vacation too. Where to the same place? To another place, because I mean them another place. Well, John, don't worry that you don't want to bother them. They just start life. You go day your own. You go not. My son, I think they book him my one ticket. They book my ticket to maybe Zanzibar. We just go to Zanzibar, carry my big belly like that. That's so, John. That's so. If it's first 6 months there, I'm on the road for 6 months. The first 6 months, yes. The work, every work will stop. No, people say, babe, no green. Babe don't say, who tell him, say, Daddy, please said something one day. He said he can only loan his wife out to the children for 2 weeks.
Finish.
Now, I don't say by nature, Baba, you just talk about Baba. 2 weeks no fit work, but I don't argue with you. My wife now they tell me, say, who tell me, say, I don't, you know, go with me everywhere. Well, if you talk, say, your home gonna 2 weeks, no worry, we are in this together, baby. Because now retirement time, now the chop life. In fact, I don't tell myself, say, after I don't learn to fly, me and you go fly, go most part of the world. I won't cover the entire part of the world when I did my 60s. I don't do good travels right now as a young man. But if you go, Mugo, no worry, na me alone go. And I will enjoy my life. Travel to all the Duka kinds of Africa.
Okay, ladies. Okay, I have to tell my ladies something because you people have been running your mouth, talking every time. Okay, ladies, let me talk to my ladies. Ladies, please, every lady, listen. You see all these guys are saying now, they're pouring their hearts out. If you know you want to go into marriage, and I know things happen, people change, and level of endurance is low. This generation, they don't have that much patience. So we have already established that. But ladies, I beg, every woman, get yourself a job. So get yourself a job where you can take care of you. And if you're having children, please have a child, have enough that you can take care of. So in case anything happened in that marriage, you'll be able to take care of that child. Don't go and have say, oh, because say your husband or dogu, you don't know, you're not making any money. You just did they born 10, 15. At the end of the day, things go can't happen, then you turn around and become, the children thing will just turn you to something else. To avoid all those things, born enough that you can take care of. If it's one, if it's two,
let's not confuse it. There are good women. There are
good women.
Absolutely.
There are wonderful good women out there. But social media has painted it like everybody is bad.
They're not too pretty. And also, the reason why social media has painted it like everybody is bad is because those good ones keep quiet.
You don't even see them.
You don't even see them. Because even people dominate because good people keep quiet.
Right. You don't even see them. They're probably not even on social media.
There are good women. There are women who have the back of their family. But you will never know. There are women who are the reason why the family is practiced wrong. But you never know. But those good women who are doing all that, please, you made a mistake at the issue by marrying a poor man. Women.
Yeah, you're right.
Man or men. If the man does not have something, cannot contribute
something substantial, somebody that doesn't have like you.
He's not in your social class, auntie. Run.
You see, this is where we have got those days now. The free married person say, this babe fine, I go marry her. Yeah, you understand? Those days, you go see which man go marry babe say fine.
Physical attraction is just for satisfaction.
Well, those days now, people
marriage is for this.
True. So, guys,
if you're building an empire with this person, you need to bring in someone who is smart. Because if you're interviewing someone to come and work for your company, are you going to be interviewing someone who has big? Yeah, so will you employ her because she has big hair? Sure. You employ her because of what she has in here.
As in her brain.
That is something you when you're picking a spouse.
Facts. On another year, make on everybody just go and get yourself a job, make yourself productive. It doesn't have to be you go to school. There's so many other things you can do without going to school.
You don't bring big bum.
No, all those things are irrelevant. They're irrelevant. And the big bum is literally everywhere now. Everybody has it.
Big bum.
My homegirl Chichi Obama is a nurse making the money.
We all know that big bum and sense cannot be in one body. So if you big bum, yes, they cannot be in one body. It's not possible. It's biologically proven. Big bum and sense cannot be in one body.
Are you serious?
But wait, John, where was that? Is that science?
Chichi, do 360 for us.
Yes, it's science.
Let's know whether it's possible.
It's very possible.
And please,
it's very possible.
When I say I'm trying to tell you that there's no absolute 100 and there's no absolute 0. And I'll give you just 2 points. I will give you just 2 points.
Give us.
Chichi, a girl who takes $15,000 that she should use and get a PhD or a master's degree and go and do her yash, can she develop her sense?
No.
I know that. No, but John, wait. If you get
did she not develop her yash? She don't develop her yash in detriment of her sense. Now, for those who have let me come to the natural yash. For those who have natural yash.
All right, we are ending now. Make I go sleep. I don't tire.
90% of them.
1 second. John, go ahead.
90% of them grow up focusing on that yash.
Oh shit.
Any day you see them say, I get yash.
I fine. Yeah, you may be right.
I fine, I get yash. They will forget and once you have that mindset, you stop developing your mental capacity.
You're doomed.
Meanwhile, you know what
That's why I come from.
There's no meanwhile again. We are ending now.